And excuse me, Cougar fans, I did not realize that we were not actually on air talking. Excuse me, but that is now fixed. We are now here. Your Cougars are down 1-0. As I said earlier, I'm here joined with freshman basketball teammate Corey Baldwin. Your Cougars are on top early in this second set, 7-2, and it's going to be 8-2 as the Cougars have just changed their play, Corey. Early in the first set, we just didn't see the Cougars team that we normally see that's on a 3-game win streak and won 2 games this weekend in a tri-match versus Methodist and NC Wesleyan, as that one sails out of bounds to Patterson. But we did not see the team that we saw on a 3-game win streak. And right now, early in the second set, we see a completely different team, Corey.
You're right, as the first set was very shaky, especially in the beginning. But that was a great dig by Montran. And it's a great setup for Zamaya Mangum and a great dig by Montran, but not able to get that over the net as that point goes to the Spirits. But like I was saying, very shaky in the beginning by Averett as they got it together towards the end, but just a little too late as Salem took the first one. But here's a great dig by Michael Patterson.
And indeed, you are right, Corey. Shaky start there by the Cougars, but only lost by 2 points. 23-25 was the score to that first set and was up 23-21 in that first set. So the Cougars stuck around even though they did not play their best volleyball. So I know they have to be at least somewhat happy that they stayed in the game after a bad set, and that is why they're up early in this set, 9-5, close to midway through the second set. And Cougars, I've been naming off a lot of stats to you guys, and I just was not on air. I do apologize again, as Sharpside is going to send that one away. Dig there by the freshman Lopez, and a beautiful play there by number 6. Number 6, I believe it was number 6, Chappell, on the play. As number 13 for the Spirits, Corin Shores, is going to send this one away, and also number 4, Harper Scolo, checks in for the Cougars. Shores sends that one away. Miller puts it in play. Patterson's going to send it over. They're going to set up their lead kill lady, O'Connell. And Magnum with a beautiful kill attempt, but just couldn't get over. Miller sends it over. Beautiful dig there by the Spirits. They're going to have to send it over. And number 1, Taylor Moulton, just let that one get away to her as it travels far left. 6-10 here. Are your Cougars on top? And Cougars, I do not know if you know this, but yesterday, USA South named the player of the week for the whole conference in volleyball, and your player of the week went to Mackenzie Miller. Miller, the junior out of Danville, Virginia, daughter of Coach Danny Miller, 12-time champ here at Averett University. Miller came in this weekend leading the conference in assists per set with 8.2, but of that averaged 8.4 total and had 10.8 assists this per set the whole weekend. And that led her to get player of the week in the conference as the Spirits pick up a point there. And this one sails out of bounds by number 8, O'Connell. More known for her killing ability as she leads the team on the year with kills with 117 coming into today's matchup.
And we have a sub for the Cougars. It's 15. Barnes comes in for Patterson. That's a great dig by Scolo.
Scolo with indeed an amazing dig and a better dig there by the Salem Spirits as Miller tried to find a soft spot, but then again back to it was number 15 Barnes with the kill there. And Corey, as we mentioned before we were on air, both of these teams are 3-0 in conference, both coming on 3-game win streaks. The Cougars on a 3-game win streak, and an amazing save there by Magnum. And Spirits on a 4-game win streak as they're going to set up number 4, Schneider. Schneider doesn't find it over. Magnum's going to try to find it over. Beautiful dig there by 10, Lopez. Moulton's got to try to send it over. Amazing block there by the Cougars. And we have a great back-and-forth matchup right here, Corey. And a great dig there by the Spirits as Moulton's just going to send this one over. They're going to set up Muntrin, and Muntrin just left it short as she tried to find the soft spot. Great play there. Back and forth was the Spirits and the Cougars.
It was a great idea by Montrin, just not able to get enough on it as that point goes to Spirits. Averett still leads 12-9. And not able to get the ball over the net as the Cougars. Salem gets yet another point as they now trail just by 2.
And the service ace there by Delcamp as she's sending some rockets over as she serves it. And just as I say that, Morgan Barnes, an amazing freshman, with a beautiful kill there right in the middle. She always finds a soft spot. She plays that middle hitter position to a T, and Mackenzie Miller seems to find her. As Miller sends this one over, up 13-10 are your Cougars. Moulton tries to get this one over. Miller's going to set up Muntrin. Muntrin's going to definitely find the hardwood on that hit right there as number 18, Delcamp, couldn't find her hands and dig it out right away. Cougars up 14-10 midway through the second set.
And that's a great serve by the junior, Mackenzie Miller, able to get an ace here on that play. As they are now, Cougars now up 15-10 here in the second set. Miller back to serve.
And Miller tries to find a soft spot, punches it over, doesn't. Kill by number 4 there, Schneider. We're going to find Muntrin. Muntrin tries to do it. Amazing dig there by Moulton. And just short there was number 8, O'Connell, who tries to kill it. And head coach Buket Chan Davisuk getting on his team there a little bit. Chan Davisuk in his first season here as a coach for the Spirits. Miller's going to set up Sharpshire. Sharpshire tries to find the hardwood, but beautiful dig there by Delcamp. Sent over by number 8, O'Connell. And this one just gets away from Barnes. Barnes trying to find the back right corner, but just couldn't find it. Cougars on top midway through the set, 11-16. Patterson sends it over. And a beautiful shot there by Sharpshire. And the shot by Sharpshire. That is tough to say. A lot of S's in there, Corey. But the shot by Sharpshire gets it where the Salem Spirits couldn't just quite get their hands on it, and it sends a weird bounce. O'Connell with the dig. Sends it over to number 6.
That's a dig by Patterson.
Chapel.
As they set up Shropshire. And again, she's able to find the hardwood. Cougars up 18-11, forcing the timeout by Salem Spirits. And we'll be back after the timeout. And we're back after the timeout from Salem Spirits. as your Averett Cougars lead 18-11 here in the second set. And that's Lauren Montran back to serve for the Cougars.
And Corey, the Cougars have just picked up their play tremendously. I don't know what Danny Miller said, but I do know he was yelling as that one just gets away from Miller. But Coach Miller indeed was yelling and was not happy with the Cougars after the first set, and their play has changed tremendously as athletic director Meg Stevens has walked in the building, and she looks like she's a little busy today. She's not going to be able to stop by, but she's definitely going to be at every event to check in as the Spirits pick up that one. As she may stop by and talk, she's talking to looks like a friend. Always delighted to see Meg Stevens here at every sporting event. You can count on Meg to be there. And a great dig there by Sharpshire. Excuse me, Corey. You were going to take that one. I'll let you have the next one. But that was just an amazing dig there, and I just had to take that one. Sharpshire has been on fire this set. Patterson's going to look to send this one away and try to pick up the service ace here. Dig there by Montran. And what a play there by Miller again. Just couldn't find the soft spot on that one.
And that's a setup for Shropshire.
Beautiful dig there by Snow.
And that's Montran with the dig, setting up the Des with the soft tap over.
And there was O'Connell, the lead killer for the Lady Spirits. As she finds a soft spot on the defense, Cougars just couldn't get under that one. 19-14 here. Lopez for the Spirits back to serve. Lopez sends a shot over. Dedez just gets a hand on it. Excuse me. Dedez just gets a hand on it. Moulton's going to send that one away. And just a tough play to look like. Just tough a play on the ball to make was the Cougars there. 15-19 they lead here. And the Cougars were almost, it looks like they were in this position earlier as they were leading by 4 late, not midway. And there it is, Sharpshire again, 20-15. Your Cougars 5 points away from ending this second set and tying it up at 1 apiece. This would be a big win here for the Cougars to tie it back up at 1, and then it would be, Corey, just to be the best of 3. And Corey, and you guys cannot see Baldwin right now beside me, but he throws his hands up like, what was that? And, Corey, I can tell you this, I do not know either. I just know the volleyball refs threw up a 5 on their hands, and I do not know what that means. But the point goes to the Salem Spirits, so they take it, and it's 16-10. Setting up Mangum. Mangum was going to send a shot over, but it hits the net and not a Salem Spirit. And that was going to travel out of bounds. I believe that wouldn't have hit the net, Corey. That one had a chance of staying in, but the net sent it just away some. Montran's going to set up Mangum. Mangum's going to send this one a little softer. Beautiful dig there by the libero for the Spirits. And I believe we're going to have a timeout soon for Miller as the Cougars are only now up 17-20 here. Excuse me, 18-20 here. Miller does not call a timeout.
That's a dig by Montran to set up for the Des in the front line of the Spirits with a block. And Zamaya Mangum fails to get it over the net as the Spirits now trail by just 1. And there it is, Trey, the timeout by Danny Miller. Hopefully he can get something going with his team and they can get back to playing like they were in the beginning. And we're back after the timeout by your Averett Cougars. Coach Miller, sure, talking to his team to get them back into this game, get them playing back like they were in the beginning, as they still lead by 1, 2019. And that's a setup for the Dez. And just like that, they're back on the board. Madison the Dez with the great kill here in the second set. Her team up now 21-19.
And indeed, Corey, you were right there. An amazing kill there by the Dez. And as we talked there, during the first set, the Cougars after timeouts just responded so well. And it looked like number one there for the Spirits, Moulton, came over just a little too far and put her whole hand over the net. And I know you cannot do that, Corey. But the Cougars responded great after timeouts, and Miller does a great job of when to call timeouts. Dig there by Lopez. Lopez is going to look to send this one over.
And Scola with the great attempt, but just not able to get underneath that one. As that point goes to the Spirits, as they trail now by just 2 here late in the second set.
And Corey, this is very familiar. This is very familiar territory for the Spirits, as they're now down only 1, 21-22. As they were down by 2 late in the first set, down 21-23. Now down 21-22 are the Spirits, and they are just trying to find every little way to put it over. Miller with a diving stop there.
And that's the front line of your Averett Cougars, able to get that one over. Great block. And they now go up by 2, 23-21, as the Dez back to serve.
And Schneider tried to get that one over the junior out of Fort Thomas, Kentucky. The Dez is going to send this one over. Looking very familiar that we were in the first set, 21-23. But this is not going to be the same result as last one, as the last time the Spirits scored 4 straight to take that set 21-25. But now the Cougars get a point and 1 point away right here from taking the second set and tying it up at 1 and making this a best-of-3 matchup. The Dez sends it over. Dig by Lopez. Hard play there. They're going to send it over to Schneider. We're going to set up the freshman, none other, who we started with, number 15, Morgan Barnes. And this time the Cougars take the last 2 points, 21-20-15. Your Cougars take the second set, 21-25, As Baldwin looks at me crazy, as he should have. I looked and said the wrong score, 21-25. The Cougars take the second set. Now tied at 1. We have a best-of-3 matchup in this volleyball game here.
And we're back here for this third set as your Averett Cougars took the second set, 25-21. As we are all tied at one apiece.
And indeed, we are tied at one apiece here in the Grant Center. Tied at one. Your Cougars going to look to take this third set here and go up 2-1 and try to put this Spirits team away. But the Spirits are 3-0 riding a 4-game win streak, 3-0 in conference riding a 4-game win streak, and are not going to go down easy. Great block there by Barnes. And I think that one was going to go out there, but Patterson just got her hand on it. She thought she could make a good play on it, and I believe she did, but ball just took a weird bounce there. The Spirits pick up the first point, 1-0. Dig there by Patterson. Gonna set up Muntrin.
And that's number 6 for the Spirits, Chapel. Able to get that one over for her team as they take the 2-0 early lead here in the third set. And that's the Cougars not able to get the right touch on the ball to send it over the net. As that point goes to the Spirits, so they now lead 3-0. And that's a setup for the freshman, Montran, but that's number 8 for the Spirits, O'Connell. Great block. As that point goes to the Spirits, now up 4-0.
And Corey, as you mentioned, up 4-0. Coach Miller looks a little frustrated, and that one finds it out of bounds with a service ace there by the libero, number 19, Alexis Sunderland, the senior out of Spring Hill, Florida, as she made a tremendous jump from Florida to North Carolina. 5-0 here early. The Spirits coming out on fire. Short sub there by Sunderland. We're going to set up Muntrin. Muntrin tries to find a hardwood but can't. Miller there with a beautiful dig. Sharpshire's going to send it over, who's having a great game, and Sharpshire's going to continue her tremendous game. As the Cougars find a way to get a point on the board, they can have to be happy about that. Down 5-1, dug themselves in a hole, trying to dig themselves out of that hole here. Muntrin's gonna send this one over. And a beautiful kill there attempt there. Cougars tried to block it, couldn't get it. I believe that was number 18, Delcamp. Gonna be a sub here, number 10, the freshman Lopez, back to serve. Lopez sends it over and picks up the service ace.
As I believe that was a lack of communication, by the Cougars, not talking, causing the error, not able to get the ball over the net.
Indeed, you're right. 7-1 early. 3-0 in conference. Spirits up here. And Sharpshire back at it again, Corey. Corey, I tell you what, talk about a day she is having. She is having herself a day. The Cougars are going to look to find her a lot here in this third set. They tell that she just has Salem's number early as she scored both the points for the Cougars. Barnes back to serve. Barnes is going to send it over. Tough play there by the Spirits. Spirits make the play. Muntrin with the dig. They're going to send it over to Magnum. Magnum's definitely going to find the soft spot. Lopez finds it, sends it back over, and they're not going to get the point there. Cougars now down 7-3. Barnes sends it over again. And another hard play there. I'm going to count that as a service ace. I do not know if Magnum touched that one. I mean, that was a hard play there by the senior, Sunderland, as looks like Barnes is just sending it just a tad short. And there it is, sends it right over. As she was sending this soft, she serves from far back. I know she has a big hand. And we're going to get a surprise sub here. We haven't seen her in any action today. Number 2, the freshman, Emerson Frey. Good to see her in the matchup today, as she makes a tremendous play on the ball as soon as she got in. And we're going to find who other than, Corey, you tell me who.
Sarah Stropshire, as she's able to find the hardwood. What a great athlete she is, as she's back to serve. Excuse me.
Sharpshire on top of her game. I tell you what, Corey, she's ready to go. She's going to send this one over the net. Lopez with the dig. And Sharpshire with a great call out there. She called that one out, and indeed it was.
And I believe that was number 1, Moulton, for the Spirits, not able to keep that one in bounds as it very to the left. And that point goes to the Cougars as they still trail by 2. And that's number 8 for the Spirits. O'Connell able to get that one over as it sails out of bounds off the fingertips of the Averett Cougars. And Salem now leads 9-6 here in the third set.
9-6, but the Cougars found themselves down early, 5-0 and 7-2. So it kind of made a little progression here. Beautiful play there by the Cougars as they got their hand on the ball. And a beautiful kill there by number 4, Schneider. And a couple of live stat updates for you. Taylor Moulton is tied with Catherine O'Connell, the first and second on the team in total kills on the year. And they're doing so for their team today as they both lead the team with 6 kills today. Anna Schneider has 5, and Madeline Chappell has 4.
And that was a great dig by Scolo.
Beautiful dig by Scolo there. And another great dig there by Muntrin. They're going to send this one over to the freshman, Emerson. And look what she does. She's going to pick up a point, and Coach Miller's going to clap his hands to that one. 10-7 here, your Cougars trail. And, Corey, as I was saying earlier, Sharpshire is having herself a day. She leads your Cougars with 12 kills on the team. Morgan Barnes at second with 7. Lauren Muntrin with 6, and Maddie Dedez with 5. As Mangum's going to send this one over. They're going to sit up Miller here.
That's just a little too strong as it veers off to the left. Not able to keep that one in bounds as that point goes to the Salem Spirits as they lead 11-7 here in the third set.
And none other than your reigning conference player of the week, Mackenzie Miller. She leads the Cougars team with 27 assists. Madison Dedez with 3. Looks like she tried to pick up another assist there. Great dig there by the Spirits. Couldn't pick up a second dig there, and the Cougars are now down 11-8 as Morgan Barnes is going to check in back in for Emerson Frey. And for the Spirits, Hannah Delkamp, who leads her team on the year with 372 assists coming in today, has picked up 19 total today. So she's adding to her stats as we have a wet spot on the floor. The ref picks it up. And Lopez for the Spirits leads her team with 9 digs. Moulton with 7 and Sunderland with 7. And for the Cougars, Magnum is going to lead us with 13 digs and 8 by Lauren Muntrin and 8 by Harper Scolo and 8 by Micah Patterson. Going to send this one over Muntrin. Muntrin for the kill. Couldn't find the hardwood. Great dig there by the Spirits. Even better dig there by Magnum. And they're definitely going to find the hard spot on that. The hardwood on that one. Number 15 there for the Cougars, Morgan Barnes, having herself a day. The duo freshman front line for the Cougars is having themselves a day and called this one a great play there by the Spirits. What a play, as I thought Madison Dedez picked up the kill, but
Lauren Muntrin with the kill. As that goes through 2 defenders, 2 of the Salem Spirits, people. Oof. I'm a little startled myself after that one. But after that kill, Salem Spirits called a timeout, and we'll be back after this. And we're back after the timeout by the Salem Spirits as they still lead by 1, 11-10. And Madison Today is back to serve for the Cougars. And that's a great block by Averett's front line. As Moulton sends it over. And the setup for the freshman, Lauren Montran, with a great kill, able to find the hardwood. And she has this game all tied up now at 11 apiece.
And the Cougars battle back after being down early, as you said. 11 apiece here. The Cougars, this is a very huge set, Corey. Both tied at 1-1. The Cougars now take the lead, 12-11. Tied at 1-1. Whoever takes this set will go up 2-1 and be one set away from winning this undefeated matchup in conference and take away first place in the East Division.
And another setup for the freshman, Montran, able to find the hardwood again as that ball is deflected off the Spirits and it goes out of bounds. And your Cougars now lead by 2, 13-11. The day is back to serve. And that's a dig by O'Connell. And that ball goes selling out of bounds. Number 13, Shores for the Spirits, not able to keep it in bounds. And the Cougars now lead 14-11. The serve is up. And that's set up for Snow. And the setup for the freshman, she tips it over. That's a great dig by Dale Camp, but just not able to keep that one in bounds. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars.
And Corey, it is 11-15 here. The Cougars are on a run after the timeout for the Spirits. The Cougars are on their A game.
And that's the front line of Averett again with the block.
And that is now 16-11, Corey. And I don't know if it's this, but if you look over in that front row, if you look over, you're going to see Dr. Franks, Averett University's president, Mr. Franks, her husband, and athletic director, Meg Stevens, all in the front row in attendance. And the Cougars picked up their play when they walked in the building, Corey. Always a reason to play good here.
Always.
12-16. Here is the Cougars on top. And a beautiful play there by the reigning player of the week. Just couldn't find a soft spot. Going to set up the freshman, Morgan Barnes. Barnes going to get, Oh, what a beautiful play there by the Spirits. And what an even better play there by Mackenzie Miller.
Very smart player.
The Cougars love to find Miller. She's just a great passer, leading the USA South Conference in assists, Corey. That's a very big stat to be leading the whole conference. As she sends this one over, is she going to, and almost picks up the service ace there. She's going to set up Montran. Montran's going to come in with a beautiful kill again, but it's going to hit the post as Brandon Baker, the assistant men's basketball coach, is going to wave his flag up to indicate it sure did hit the post. Point goes towards the Spirits. 13-17. Here is your Cougars on top late in third set. Miller finds this one. He's going to set a Montran on the right side this time. Beautiful dig there by Libero. And those are one of those plays, Corey. I do not know what it was, do not know what the call is, but they're going to hold up 5 fingers and indicate that the Cougars cannot indeed do that. 14-17, your Cougars.
And that's the setup for Shropshire. And that's great hustle by the Salem Spirits, but not able to keep it in bounds as that point goes to your Averett Cougars as they now lead by 4, 18-14 here in the third set.
And Sunderland with the great effort. She's been diving all over the floor and making tremendous digs. As you said, she just couldn't seem to, find it on that one. But Sharpshire on her A game, and there it is. Zamaya Magnum, rocket arm. I've been waiting to call her that, been waiting to say it. She's been going soft, trying to find the spots, but she picks up the big kill there. 19-14, your Cougars lead here late in the third set.
And we're back after the timeout from the Spirits. As your Averett Cougars lead 19-14 here in the third set. And that's Montran back to serve. That was a line drive. And that's the setup for Chapel. Not able to get it over as the front line of Averett with a great block. And Salem not able to corral the ball back over. And that point goes to Averett Cougars as they now lead 20-14 here late in the third set. Montran to serve. And just a little too much mustard on that one as it goes selling out of bounds. And that point goes to the Spirits as they now trail by 5. And that's Lopez for the Spirits back to serve. And that's a setup for Shropshire as she's able to find the hardwood. She's been on fire all day today. Cougars now lead 21-15. The freshman Barnes back to serve.
Great block there by the Cougars. Bedez with a beautiful kill. Amazing dig there, and the Cougars are blocking it everything tonight. Bedez is going to try to find it again. A beautiful dig there by Sunderland. Looks like this one's going to trail out of bounds. 22-15 now. The Cougars on top. Looking like they're about to take the second set here.
That was 6 for the Spirits. Chapel not able to keep that one in bounds. That's a great dig by Moulton. But her team not able to get that one over the net after her great hustle. And that point goes to the Cougars as they are now 2 points away from ending this third set. Barnes back to serve. And that's a great hustle by the Spirits, able to get that one over there. And that's a setup for Zamaya Mangum.
And there it is, Corey.
Rocket on.
What a beautiful kill there by Zamaya Magnum. Your Cougars up 24-15. 1 point away from putting this team away.
And we're having a little mix-up with the subs for the Salem Spirits with a lack of communication.
One more point here for the Cougars is all they need to take the second set and go up 2-1 here on the Spirits. Both teams 3-0 in conference play.
Coach C a little frustrated over there. And that's a great block by the Averett front line. That was Madison Dedez and Zamaya Mangum able to get the block to get the final point of the third set as they take it 25-15, excuse me. And we'll be back for the fourth set after this. And we're back after the third set. And that was the Cougars who took the third set. They now lead 2-1 here in this matchup.
And indeed, we are back. Cougars up 2-1, taking the last two sets, both 25-15, Corey. Fell in the first set, 23-25. Came out a little sluggish, but that did not affect them in the second and third set, as Muntrin's going to try to send this one over early. And it looks like a Spirit fell. Nothing was called. Don't know what happened there. Great play there by number 8, O'Connell. O'Connell with a tremendous play there. Sunderland sends that one over. And the Spirits pick up 2 early points. But Corey, if I remember, the Spirits the Spirits came out on fire last set and were on top of the Cougars 5-0 and 7-2 early in the set. That is, excuse me. I was gonna say that is a carry, but indeed it was called. Got a little ahead of myself there. The player coming out in me. Just wanted to make the call myself as a fan as well. Cougars down 2-1 as Miller sends this one over. Hard play there by Sunderland. She makes a great play, though.
Great dig. And that's a setup for the freshman. She tips it over, and she's able to find the hardwood with the little soft tap as she has the ball game tied at 2 apiece here in the fourth set, early in the fourth set. And that's Miller back to serve for the Cougars. That's a setup for Snow and the great front line of Cougars with the block, but not able to keep it in bounds as that point goes to the Spirits as they lead 3-2 here early in the fourth set. Lopez back to serve, and that's a great dig by Patterson, and that's a setup for Shropshire. That's a great dig by Sutherland. In the front line with a block, and Spears failed to get it back over the net as we're all tied at 3 apiece here in the fourth set. And Montran back to serve. And that's set up for Mangum. And that's a great dig by Moulton. As Spears get over the net, but just a little too strong. I believe that was number 8, O'Connell for the Spears, not able to keep it in bounds. As that point goes to your Averett Cougars. As Cougars now lead 4-3. Montran back to serve.
Dig there by Lopez. Number 1, Moulton's going to send it over. We're going to set up Barnes. Barnes is definitely going to find a soft spot on the hardwood on that one as she sends a rocket to Lopez, and Lopez just couldn't get her hand on it. The freshman, Lopez, has played great minutes today out of Clemens, North Carolina, as she intended to West Forsyth High School. Just couldn't get under that one. And a great job there by the Cougars front line. Believe it was a double team of Sarah Shropshire and Morgan Barnes. Morgan Barnes has picked up her play in this one. She has been tremendous all night. The freshman is looking like she wants to go play for Freshman of the Week, Corey.
And I agree. She's been on fire since set 1 here in this matchup against the Salem Spirits.
And a great kill there by number 6, Chapel.
And with a lack of communication on the Cougar side, and that's just a little too strong. Number 13, Shores, not able to keep that one in bounds. As Cougars take the point and they have the lead 7-4. And that's Barnes back to serve for the Cougars. And a dig by Lopez, just not able to keep it up in bounds for her team. As that point goes to your Averett Cougars. And that's the front line with a block.
And the Spirits sent it over. We're going to set up Shropshire. Shropshire is having herself a game because that one blocked. Miller tries to find a soft spot. And indeed, they believe they called that one in. Cougars thought it was out of bounds. Miscommunication there. But your Cougars are on top early in the first set, 8-5.
And that's number 8, O'Connell for the Spears back to serve. That's a great dig by the freshman, Montran. And Sarah Shropshire with the kill. Salem Spears with the block, but not able to keep it in bounds. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars as they lead by 4 here, 9-5 in the fourth set. And that's Shropshire with the serve. And that's a setup for Moulton for the Spears, but just way too much mustard on that one as that goes selling out of bounds. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars. And that's a dig by O'Connell And that's a setup for Schneider as she's able to get it over. Cougars with the block, but not able to keep it. In bounds, excuse me. And that point goes to the Salem Spirits. That's number 18, Dale Camp. That's a great dig by O'Connell. And a setup for the Dez. That's a great block by Salem's front line. And with a lack of communication, they're not able to get the ball over the net. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars.
11-6 here, Corey. Cougars trying to end this in the fourth set and take it 3-1 as they drop the fourth set and look like they're going to take three sets in a row here, Corey. 3 unanswered sets and a great block there by Miller and the Dez as we get a hand clap there by Miller. Coach Miller, indeed, that is. As now we have a timeout, down 6-12. The Salem Spirits call a timeout. We'll be right back here on the Averett University Sports Network.
And we're back at the timeout from Salem Spirits. And Mangum is back to serve for the Cougars. As Cougars lead 12-6 here in the fourth set. And that's a great dig by Mangum, but the team not able to get corral that ball and get it back over the net. As that point goes to the Salem Spirits as they still trail here in the fourth set. And Moulton back to serve for the Spirits. And that's a great play by Mackenzie Miller. Very smart play as she gets the tap and she finds the hardwood. The Dez back to serve. And that's a setup for 14 for the Spirits. Snow as she's able to get that one over. As it goes off the hands of Mangum and goes out of bounds, the point goes to the Spirits. Avery gets it over. And that's a great dig by Patterson. Set up for the freshman Montra. And that's a great dig by Scolo. And Mackenzie Miller with the tap again, try to get the same way. And that's number 6. Chapel for the Spears, just way too strong on that one. As she goes for the kill, and it goes selling out of bounds. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars. And we have a sub for the Spears. 7 comes in. Trisha Brown, excuse me.
Corey, that one came very, very, very hard.
Very fast.
That one came very hard and fast at Magnum. Hard play to make there. 8-14. Excuse me, 9-14 now. The Salem Spirits try to get a sub there, but wouldn't let them. Lopez is going to send it away. 9-14. Your Cougars are on top. Sharpshire sends that one over. Going to send that away because Sharpshire hit the post, it looked like. 10-14 here. Cougars only up 4 here. Seems like more, Corey. I can tell you that. They have been fighting hard all this 4th set, but only seem to be up 4, which is enough. And what a kill there.
Freshman Morgan Barnes. All smoke here in the 4th set. And she gets that. And that goes off the face of the opponent, as they obviously was not ready for that one. And as number 6, Chapel for the Spirits, tries to get a tip but not able to keep it in bounds as it goes out of bounds. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars as they look to take the 4th set here. And that's the setup for Zamaya Mangum as she taps it over. But Spears able to corral and get it back over. And that's set up for Shropshire. And that's a great dig by Dale Camp. And just a little too strong. Salem sends it out of bounds. And that point goes to your Averett Cougars.
And as you hear, Cougar teammates say, do not let up, Cougars. That is indeed what they do not want here. Up 10-17 here.
It's a great hustle by Averett. And it's a great block by Mangum, but not able to keep it in bounds. And that point goes to the Spirits. And we have a sub for the Spirits. 13 comes in. Shores, and she's back to serve. And it's a setup for Shropshire. Another setup for Shropshire. And she's able to get it on that one as it goes out of bounds off the deflection of the Salem Spirits. And that point goes to Averett Cougars. Barnes back to serve for the Cougars. And that's the setup for Moulton. And then the setup for Mangum, but just way too strong on that one as it goes out of bounds.
And Patterson checks back in here. Cougars up 12-18. Here late in the 4th set.
That's a great dig by Mangum. And that ball goes out of bounds. Number 18, Dale Camp for the Spears, not able to keep it in. And Sarah Shropshire back to serve. And that goes in the net.
And the service error there by the Cougars. Haven't seen a lot of those today, Corey. Good volleyball going on here.
And that ball barely makes it over after the serve by Dale Camp. But then there she goes, Zamaya Mangum with the kill. Forcing a timeout by Salem Spirits.
(13-20) here. Cougars up by 7 late in the 4th set. They're going to try to set this one away. Magnum sends it over the net. Patterson with the dig, but it just gets away from her. (14-20) now. Back to serve for the Spears. Number 1, Moulton. Moulton sends that one over. Patterson digs it over the net. Out of bounds there by number 8, O'Connell. (21-14) now. Cougars 4 points away from ending this game.
And that's the Dez back for the serve. And that's the setup for 14. Snow not able to keep it in bounds. And she was looking at the ref thinking there was a little bit of deflection. But the ref say otherwise, and that point goes to your Averett Cougars as they're now 3 points away from ending this game.
And I thought that was going to be 4 hits there, but obviously the Spears knew something I didn't. And what a beautiful spot to find the hardwood, to find the soft spot on the defense there. Were the Spirits 15-22 now. The Spirits are going to look to make a run. They will not go out easy. 3-0 in conference, 4-game win streak. They will not go out easy. But your Cougars are going to look to set them away there with a great kill there. Attempt by Muntrin. They're going to send this one to Scolo. Scolo's barely going to get her hands on it. Gets under it. Micah Patterson's going to send it over. They're going to set up O'Connell. O'Connell with a great kill attempt. Doesn't look like he goes over. Beautiful dig there by Morgan Barnes. And your Cougars are going to find a way to pull that point off. And what a big point indeed it was. 23-15 here. Sharpshire is going to check back in the game after her tremendous, huge day she's had all day. 2 points away.
That's a big sub for the Cougars. And she's definitely a key player to this game as that ball barely makes it over.
And that one's going to stay in there. 16-23 now it is. As I said, Corey, 3-0 in conference on a 4-game win streak and a total record of 7-5 coming into the day. They will not go out without a fight. I do know that, Corey.
And that's a dig by Moulton. And that's another dig by Mangum. And she sets up the freshman as it goes off the defender's hands and it goes out of bounds. Montrin able to kill that one. And they take the 24-16 lead as Montrin's back to serve. All they need is one more point. And this game is theirs. Well, ours.
Indeed, you're right. It's going to be ours. And who other than Sharpshire to try to end it as they make a tremendous play. And I believe they're going to set her up again. They're going to set up Barnes. And Barnes is going to get the game-winning kill and game-winning point. That is 25-16, folks. The Cougars, after losing the first set, 23-25, the Cougars come back and take 3 sets in a row, 25-15, 25-15, and 26-15. Thank you for attending Averett University Sports Network. We'll be back in about 2 minutes to give you some stats of the game, and then we'll wrap it up. Thank you for another great day on the Averett University Sports Network. We'll be right back. And back here on the Averett University Sports Network, we have a couple of live stats for you. Well, don't really know if they're live anymore. The game's over, excuse me. But we have some stats from the game from you. Kills leaders for the Spirits. Catherine O'Connell led them with 9. Anna Schneider had 8. Brooklyn Snow also had 8. And Taylor Moulton totaled 7. For the Cougars, Sarah Sharpshire with a tremendous and great game with 16 kills in 4 sets. We'll take it as she leads your team. Lauren Muntrin, the freshman, what a day with 15 kills. The freshman is on her A game as she is a one-time Rookie of the Week in the USA South Conference. Morgan Barnes tallies 11 kills, and Madison Dedez finishes us out with 6. For assist purposes, for Salem, Hannah Delkamp, who came in leading the Salem Spirits with the most on her team by a long shot, she still does the same. Delkamp with 29 assists, Brooklyn Snow with 2, and Salem Moulton with 1. Catherine O'Connell also added 1 as well. And for your Cougars, who other than Mackenzie Miller to lead our team with 47 assists. Corey, she is on her A game. Like I said earlier, she's the reigning player of the week, and her hip is wrapped up. She may be a little hurt and from playing all these games and getting so many assists, but 47 is a lot in 4 games. That's almost total of 10 per set, if you do my math right. Madison Des also had 3, Morgan Barnes with 2, and Zamai Mangum with 1 as well.
And you say Mackenzie Miller is doing a little bit of limping, hip wrapped up. But like my old coach used to say, ain't nothing the ice bath won't fix. And leaders for the digs for Salem Spirits, Taylor Montran with a total of 13. Alexis Sutherland tied at 13. Miss Lopez with a total of 12, and Hannah Delkamp with 10. And for your Averett Cougars, Zamaya Mangum leads with 21, Lauren Montran 14, Micah Patterson 12, and Harper Scolo 12.
And thank you, Cougar fans, for joining us here again on the Averett University Sports Network. Me and Corey Ball will wrap this one up today, and we'll see you next time here on the Averett University Sports Network.